Ever since the inception of the personal computer, the two heavyweights in the fight for supremacy have been Microsoft with Windows and Apple with their OS X. But now there's a new scrapper on the block beginning to make its way through the ranks by the name of Linux. Linus Torvalds developed the early version of the operating system back in 1991, and it was pretty crude and hard to work.
I still remember staring at a login screen going, what do I do now? It was a lot more complicated to install, there was a lot more steps, it was a lot more difficult to get up and running. Today,
many things have changed. For the most part, Linux has gone away from the command line where you type everything in to more of a graphical user interface, like GNOME or KDE, where everything is just a click away.
GNOME is more now focusing towards more of a tablet type interface. KDE, I'd say, is more like a Windows traditional environment with the sort of start menu and programs popping up and that sort of thing.
So this is Ubuntu. It's one of the more mainstream Linux distributions. It's real user-friendly, good for a beginner to start off using. So when you log in, you see this, this is the first screen you see. This is the dash over here in Ubuntu. It's pretty different than Windows in the fact that you can search for all your apps on your computer. You don't have to know where to find them. So for example, if you're looking for LibreOffice, you can just type it in and it'll show up your spreadsheets, your presentations here.
One thing that has stayed true to the Linux roots is that it is totally free and comes in many downloadable forms and live CDs you can try before you install. Each has different features and design ideas.
You can get into distros that are all the way down to ones that will run on your 386 computer that you've got collecting dust in your basement. You can get, there's Linux distros specifically targeted for that. There's some that are targeted for multimedia, just about anything.
Linux is developed by users for users, meaning if you don't like something, you can change it, and once you're done, put it on the open source or free market for everyone to try.
Let's say you want to create a new email program. You can basically do that, and you can take somebody else's existing code and customize it and change it the way you like it to make it fit what you want. And in most cases with open source, people then release that out to the community and say, here's my code, and other people will then contribute back to that and advance the code.
Nick Yeoman is a web designer who uses Linux daily.
I run a number of web servers, which is probably the most popular web server is Apache, which runs mainly on Linux. You can run on really low-end servers, so you don't need a lot of investment or infrastructure to build high-speed servers that are quite fast and easy to distribute.
And believe it or not, many average everyday computer users unknowingly use Linux-based programs.
I think the biggest one would be for like a word processing and Office type suite with spreadsheets, and that would be what used to be called OpenOffice. It's now forked into something called LibreOffice. That's probably one of the biggest examples. You get a full-fledged Office suite for free. Firefox web browser, that is probably one of the biggest web browsers out there now. And another example would probably be something like a VLC, which is a media player. It pretty much plays any format of videos you can possibly throw at it, it'll play it.
If you want to learn more about Linux, why not join a group like the South Okanagan Linux Users Group? Every month they meet to answer questions and put on different presentations.
I find that some of the presentations have been really interesting. There's been some really ones that really changed my views on certain things because people have shown me something that I'd never even thought of.
Reporting from Penticton, I'm Greg Truman for Shaw TV.